Hi, this is Tracy from GiftBasketappeal, and today we're going to be making some Halloween gift tags out of the cereal boxes. You may have seen me do this before, especially if you've tuned into my videos, and I just love using what I have to make something pretty. So let's get started. Because I save a lot of my cereal boxes, I usually have an issue with having enough space to house them, and one of the best ways to do that is to cut them down into smaller squares. Let me just show you something like this. So I usually cut them down like this so that I can have them so that they can just lay flat. So I have a whole stash of these. So I decided that I would cut them up, just randomly cut these up into different shapes. I didn't use a template. I just went for it. Let me just show you how I did that real quick. Here's something that I've used before, and all I did to cut out my tags is I just started cutting. Let me use a larger scissor for that. I just cut something like this, kind of a rectangular shape, and then I cut off the edges. No big deal. And then I got some of my decorative papers out. Let me show you what that looks like. I'm just going to back this up a moment so you can see. See, I've got this whole spread of stuff on here. So I've been really having fun making these. Okay, so I've got some papers that some are just from stash. Some of them are papers that I haven't used in a while and I like the colors. Anything that's kind of a orange, green, purples, yellows, fall type colors, I just pull them out. Some browns as well. And I just have little pieces of paper I'm going to use up. That's one of the things I love doing, is using up what I already have. See these little bits and pieces of stuff. Here's some papers that I have. Look how pretty these are. Just some of the browns, which I don't normally use much. I like to use the brighter colors, but the browns are going to be nice for what we need. This green, and this is like a kind of a plaid-like. I think this would work too. Let's see, I've got a bunch of stuff out here. I stamped out a bunch of things. Let me just show you. Look at all of this. All of this. I went through my stamp sets, and they were the May Made It stamp sets, and I looked for some of the stuff that would be related to Halloween, like candy, thank you for being sweet, you make life sweet, there's sweet treats, holiday treats. So I stamped out almost everything. This stamp set this one is called Sweet Stuff. That makes sense. This one is Country Pumpkin, so I used the candy corn, and I'm using these to decorate my tags with. So I colored them in. I used It's All About the Candy, Trick or Treat, so all of these things, even the arrow, I took that and I cut it out. And I may use it in this, I don't know, but I could use it for another project, so it's always nice to have it. This one I didn't use. This one I used Autumn Blessings because it's the season. I used the cute little pumpkins here. Let me show you what I did with those. Let's see if I can find one. Here's what I did with those. Aren't they so cute? And then I fussy cut. I love fussy cutting. And I cut these out on the little pumpkins. I'm going to put those on my cute little tags. And that one is from Memory Lane. Really nice set, especially with the Christmas holidays coming up and Thanksgiving. So this is a good one to have. I went through this one. I saw the Bushel and a Peck. I love this. I use it in other projects. I use this a lot. I love the pumpkins in here, so I took the pumpkins out. I stamped out Harvest on some of them. And this gift tag, let me show you what I did. This gift tag is this right here. Look how cute that is. All I did was took the pumpkins from another stamp set and took the gift tag, stamped it out, and it has the stitching around it, and I went around it with my Copic markers, but you can use whatever you have, and I colored in the pumpkins. So I may add some sparkly stuff to this. I'm not sure yet. So we're going to just go through this process together. So just use what you have in your stash. I just stamped out a bunch of things, and it's always good to use whatever paper you have. See all of these little strips of paper? They're just blank paper. So why not use those? Since I always like using things that I already have, use those blank strips of paper to stamp out little sentiments. These from the end, I can't even bring myself to throw these out. From the end of my cardstock. So I've got all these little strips, so I just reuse them for other things. So all of this, look, for my card making, I save all of it. All of these scraps, the pumpkins. And let me show you how cute those pumpkins look. See all of these sentiments? Mixing and matching some of the other to do this one. So I just used the little gift tag, stamped it out, and inside this message fits perfect, even though it's from another stamp set. It's all about the candy. So I've got tons of them. So I'm just going to put these aside for a minute because I did go ahead and color some of these things in. Let me show you what I'm going to do. I've got this trick or treat. I'm not sure how I'm going to use this, so I'm just going through this as I go through the process of pulling all this together. Remember, don't think about it too much. All I know is I wanted to use these particular colors. And I just colored everything in. I sparkled some of them. And all I did was I used some of the Nouveau drops and just added some sparkle just to give it a little bit more. I think the sparkles add that little bit of element to it, and just color these in. So just have fun with it. And so believe it or not, this is one of the gift tags, and I'm going to show you, if you haven't watched any of my other videos, I'm going to show you how to cover this. This is actually a chocolate, the packaging from a chocolate bar. And I just used that packaging. Here it is. Here's another one. I just randomly cut them out. No measurements whatsoever. I just said, let me just go for it. And I covered it with some of the paper. So let me go ahead and do that now, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to do both sides of this, and I'm going to use this paper right here. And I'm going to use my crafter's tape, my favorite tape to use. And I need to put something underneath here so that I can kind of draw on it and all kind of stuff. I like to just protect my surface here. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this on both sides. Sometimes I do it on one side, but I think I'm just going to do it on both. But it's up to you. So now I'm going to take my paper, and I'm going to take this, and you want to make sure that the edges are really covered. Let me go back. That way the paper doesn't come up off the edge. Yep, just making sure that those edges are well covered. And this stuff sticks really well. I've got gift tags that I've made like a year ago, and they're still good to go. And you can do this for any occasion. It doesn't have to be just for Halloween. You can take the same technique and use it for any occasion. Okay, I'm just going to line this up right as close to the edge as possible. Get that plaid print on there. And then, you see, I'm just going to cut it off just along the line here. And sometimes if it's too close to the edge or it doesn't line up, you can just go ahead and cut it off. So you can cut the tag down a little bit more if you think it's too big. And so that's what we have. And no one would know that this is the container for a chocolate bar. Okay, let's go ahead and do the other side. I absolutely love this crafter's tape. I have to always have this in my on my crafting cart. Always have to have it. Crafting just doesn't feel right without that crafter's tape. Okay, so I'm going to just find another space where this would fit, and it'll fit right about here. And I could sit and make these all day long. I just love the way they look once it's covered. Just the fact that it used to be, you know, the packaging of a cereal box or a popcorn box, and now it's transformed into something really pretty. And there's no rules to making these. You just go and make them. Make them in different sizes. So let me just show you some of the sizes I have. I just really just cut out all kinds of sizes on these. Look at this. That's a smaller size. Another part of that chocolate box. Cereal box. Oh, actually, that's an oatmeal box. I did some more slender ones. I think those would be good for decorating. And I just did these freehand. I said, let me see what'll happen if I do these freehand. Like this one is a little bit crooked. And if you don't feel good, confident enough to cut them out, if you will have a paper slicer, you could do that. But they don't have to be perfect. And this one, I just said, let me try it with the rounded edge. So I'm trying some new stuff. Just kind of trying to inspire you all. And whenever I do these, I like to have a border around my tags so that white is not showing through. So I'm just going to go around it like this to cover up that cereal box. Okay, and I might as well get this one over here too, since I already covered it. Work on both of them at the same time. This one I'm going to put some kind of stitching around it, just because I like stitching. Okay, and there you just have just a little bit of stitching around the edge just to bring it out a little bit more. And then if I wanted to go and put something else around here, you can use some distress ink if you want. And let me just show you what I would do with this. This is my distress ink in Vintage Photo. This is the Tim Holtz. And so I would just go around it just a little bit to give it a little bit of, just darken it up just a little bit. And you don't have to do this, but I like the way this looks when I do my tags like this. This reminds me of like a plaid shirt. If you could see my desk is an absolute mess right now, and I love it. Because if it's a mess, that means I'm creating something. Okay, so we got this one, and this is just a cut up sponge, nothing fancy. Okay, so let's see what we can add to this. Got a couple of things here. I am loving the way this looks. See if you can see that. And I'm just going back and forth working on more than one thing here. This is from one of the, this is actually from one of the stamp sets. And I just went around it. Let me show you what I did. I just used my scallop scissors. see. And you may have seen me use this. I love these. This is another one of my favorites. And so rather than just having the straight edge, it makes it like a scallop look to it. And I did the same thing with this one. I used the pinking scissors for this. So this actually comes, there's a set of 2 that this comes in. And I just absolutely love these because they just add something to your cards, your paper crafting. Those are one of my favorite tools as well. I got a lot of favorite tools. Okay, so for this, I could either, I think I'm going to add this little sign right here to this. But before I do that, I just remembered I need to use my hole punch. Punch a hole in the top, that way I can put my twine or my baker's twine in there, my jute twine. So once you get the paper on, then you punch the hole in it. Okay, so let's go ahead and decorate this. I kind of like the way that one looks, but I think it needs a border around it. So I'm going to use one of my markers. I'm going to use this brown and go around it with the brown. And when I say I'm going around, I'm just giving a little bit of an edge here. Just around here, so it'll stand out more. So you see how that looks? Just adding that little bit makes it stand out just a little bit more. You make life sweet. And I think I'm going to make a little gift bag or goodie bag for my husband with his favorite, well, maybe some healthy snacks in it, since we've been doing a lot of healthy snacks lately. So his will be a little bit different. So let's look at some of these. I can put 3 of these on here. And then I could do this along the bottom of this. See how this just comes together? Look at those, how cute those little pumpkins look. Look at that, I love it. And I did some purple candy corn. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just said, you know what, I'm gonna do some purple. But you see how you can just make up your own rules? So that candy corn stamp is a must-have. I really like it. Look how cute that is. So I am going to probably add some candy corn, but I may add this sign to that. I like the way that looks. Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. So that's another thing that you can do. I think this is really fun. Okay, so let's see. I feel like this needs to be brightened up just a little bit. So I'm going to put some orange dots on there. You'll notice I use a lot of dots with my crafting. I don't know what it is about polka dots and stitching. I love polka dots and stitching. And sometimes just the littlest things make the big difference. Tiny details. But as long as you're having fun. You see, I'm just adding a few in there, just around the sides. And I'm going to go ahead and make this stand out even more. I always use this permanent marker, but you can use whatever you have, and I just go around the outside of this, and that will bring it out even more. Now you can decide whether you want to pop this up on a, maybe pop this up on some of the mounting squares here. And I think I do. I want that sign to really stand out. And I love using the mounting squares on here. Or I should say mounting tape, because this is the Dollar Tree squares. I could put it like this, or I can just put it straight up, but I always like to kind of make it look fun and put it off to the side a little bit. Maybe on this one I'll do something different. And then let's go ahead and put this on here. And I'm just deciding whether I want to mount these also, or just lay them flat, kind of like this, like kind of fun. And I think I'm going to just lay these flat, but you can do whatever you want. It's up to you. And I'm going to use some of my art glitter glue. And you don't need a lot of this. See, that's too much, but you don't need a whole lot of this. But the thing I like about this is that it dries clear. So when you do it, don't use as much as I did. And this looks so pretty with the sparkly stuff on it. And sometimes it comes together and then you just kind of figure, you know what, let me try something else. And I went around it with the brown, but I feel like it's going to look even better with a black outline. So I'm going to use the black. Just make it stand out even more. And look how pretty that is. I love it. And because this is one is going to be for my husband, I probably won't add any flower stuff to it, but I think he's going to like it anyway. He'll like it. Or he better. Okay, so I'm going to take some of my twine, and both of these are actually from Dollar Tree. And let's see. I'm going to mix both of these, the orange with the jute twine. I really like the way this looks. It reminds me of fall. Actually, the jute twine reminds me of hay. Okay, and I'm just going to fold this in half and just push through the hole and bring that up. And so look how cute that is. No one would know that this is the box from the chocolates. No one's going to say, hey, look at that box from the chocolate. So I always like when I can make things look different or make it look better than it did before. Okay, so let's put these little tiny pumpkins on here. And I love this because it looks like it's just sitting at the bottom of the tag. A little bit similar to this one. Just have those meet up like that. Look how cute that looks. And it looks kind of dimensional. It looks so pretty against the, right up against the yellow. So I'm just looking, I'm not gonna add that one in. Nope. I'm gonna leave that one the way it is. And let's see what we can add to this. Okay, I'm gonna put this in definitely. Or I can put this on. Oh, look at that. See, I was gonna go with this one, the smell my feet one, but I think I'm gonna go with this one. I really like the way that looks. Then I may put a candy corn there. Remember, I'm not thinking about this too much, huh? Yep, and I'm going to pop this up there because I feel like it'll look better mounted. So what do you think so far? Make sure you're leaving me a comment in the description box below. Even my mom will get a treat bag because Halloween, October 31st, actually is her birthday. Okay, just like that. And I might Put a candy corn there. Or I can put my sparkly things on there. Let me just show you. See, I've got some orange sparkly things from the Dollar Tree. Or I can put my sequins on there too. That's the other thing. I have some orange sequins that I could put on there, but I really like these candy corn. I'm gonna have to pop these up on there. Let me get my 3D foam squares. These come in 2 sizes, and I have some small ones left. See, I've been using these a lot, right? And look how adorable that is. Like that. Just let it overlap just a little bit. Trying to think where I would put this. I may not even need it on there. I'm going to put some sequins on there. And I can go with either, look at this, all of these sequins. And I could go with either green, it's a darker green, and there's a lighter green in here too, but then there's also some kind of brownish gold ones too. So I'm gonna go with that. And see, there's so many different combinations that you could do with these. So just feel free to experiment. Don't be afraid. Don't think about it too much. Have fun with it, like I always say. It's your creation. If the color looks good to you and it gives you a good feeling, then just go with it. Because you'll know. I need to put a little bit more glue on there. That sequin has something on it, I think. Oh, that one is not in good condition. And I have to get these on fast because this glitter glue dries very fast. Okay, that one's a good one. This one, for some reason, wasn't working. And look at that. Isn't that adorable? Now I'm thinking I should have probably put my my twine on here before. So I'm just going to leave this and let it dry. Let's do one more, and then I'm going to show you some of the other ones that I made. So let's do one more of this. Move this out of the way. I had already started working on this. This is one that I just cut the paper. I have little scraps of paper from another project, I believe. I got so many scraps. Because as you do one project, more scraps happen. So I use this and I just cut it outside however I could get it. So the flowers are actually going off to the side, but that's fine. And so this was such a cute gift tag that I thought it'd be nice to put another gift tag on top of it, like that. I think that would be really cute. Let me move this out the way. I've got so much stuff on my desk here. That looks so cute. Move it up just a little bit. I just want to see if this would actually work here or would just blend in too much. Let's see, do you see that? I think it kind of works. I think it'll work. And this is just a simple tag. I'm going to actually make this more dimensional. And let me know, does your craft table look like this? Do you like everything organized? Usually if I'm filming something, I like it to be organized as much as possible, at least so I can reach for everything that I need. I don't like to have to reach behind me. but I like to have everything I need right there on the table. Because even if it looks like chaos, it's pretty organized to me, as long as I know where everything is. And then after this is done, I clean up all of this, and then I just feel like before I go to sleep, I need to have everything looking good, because I'll more than likely be filming again tomorrow. So let's see if I want to put that. Let's see. See, I lost one of my, oh, here it is. Okay. I'm going to just put this on the bottom there, and then it's good to go. Now, if I want, I could have put a sentiment underneath there too. I do have a small sentiment, but I'm going to put this right there. Look how cute that is. I could use this on a card too. I could use this on a card. Yep. And I can go over this with just a little bit of sparkle. Add a little bit of sparkle to it, because I didn't get a chance to do that on this one. And so I'm going to take my stickles. Actually, these are the Nouveau drops. And I can never see the writing on here. This is Golden Sunset. And this is actually in Maymay's store. This is so pretty. And it's very popular because of the fall. But it's a nice way to enhance any of your projects. And I like the way it goes on. And if you kind of make dots of this, let's see, make a dot. The dots, actually, when they dry extremely well, and they look like little pearls. It looks like a drop of a pearl. So let's see if I can get one on here to show you. And I like the tip the tip of this is very pointed. So, and you don't have any clogging, because there's a little thing in there that stops it from clogging. So I'm loving it. And so I don't know if you can see that, but look how cute that is. Just adding those little drops. And if I want, I can go around this too. And I'm going to put a little hole in there. Not sure how yet, but I'm going to put a hole in there. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of the other things that I've created, because I still have some other stuff that I have, like the ribbon and stuff. So I want to show you some of my other creations. Look how adorable these Halloween tags are. And I just used the Booyah on here. And I just put a little bit of those mini pumpkins right on the top there. That is so adorable. And then I just kind of mixed the twine, the baker's twine on here with the green and orange, and put on a few of the candy corns. And so right here, I really love this, because at the last minute, I decided that I would run just a little line of the diamond wrap. That's Dollar Tree diamond wrap to add, and it's in that green. So I thought, you know what, I have pieces of that, so I can use it. And then I did these scalloped edges around it. So feel free to do this, because it just, I really love the way that makes it look. It just has this really nice artsy outline on it. And you can do this same thing in a card. So think about doing this as a Halloween card idea. You can take this same thing and turn it into a Halloween card. Now, I don't know if you can see real close, some of these little dots, those are the glitter drops. So I use this purple one, and I'm not sure what the name of it is because I can't really see it, but I will post that below in the description box. And so I just really love the way this turned out. And here's another one using the brown paper as my background. And look how cute that is. And the candy corn, I just decided to make up my own colors for that in the purple and green. So don't be afraid to make your own rules, like I always say. And it says it's all about the candy. And then I put some really dark sequins on here. And because the paper is dark, I outlined it with my white gel pen. I made the stitching around it to kind of tie in the white there. So you see how everything just comes together when you're not really thinking about it? So cute. And here's another one. And I'm really loving the way this green looks. And this wasn't really Halloween paper, but I made it a Halloween paper. I guess it is now, right? And so I did again with the diamond wrap, just one layer of diamond wrap. It looks like this, and I just cut it away because I had extra. So you can use all the stuff that you normally would have in a project. And then I added some pumpkins, and I took my Sharpie marker, which is thick, and did the stitching around it. So I really love the way that came in, the way it came out, and all of the stitching here in black, and then it just ties in with this also. And then the trick or treat, I just put in my own colors, some purple, and outlined it in purple. So I am just really loving the way these look. I was originally going to use some of this Dollar Tree ribbon because it's a fall inspired ribbon, but I didn't get a chance to, so I can use it for another project. You'll see it in another project. So that's okay though. So I hope this project inspired you. I am really loving the way this turned out. Each one just so different. But could you imagine giving a little treat bag or a little gift? And you can use this for any part of the year. So I hope this inspired you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.